are not good. It's all gravel roads. We can't travel. So because of that, what we did was we slept there. So the small van, 6 of us. So I told the 4 people to sleep in the van and myself and one of the Aboriginal guys, we slept on, put a mat on the top of the rock and we were sleeping. While we were sleeping, suddenly in the night, almost early morning, I heard a sound like something biting me. So I screamed and the Aboriginal guy flashed the torchlight and he saw this red snake. The red snake is the worst venomous snake in Australia. And if it bites you, you will die in 2 minutes. And the nearest hospital is 185 kilometers away. The nearest, even the dispensary, like a medical dispensary, is 85 kilometers away. We were in a remote bush area and the Aboriginal guy started screaming and crying, this pastor is going to die. Only 3 minutes, and then the way he screamed, all the 4 people who were sleeping inside the van came running, and I was just wearing a t-shirt and a shorts, and I was wearing a boots. Now coming to that boots actually really saved me. Out of all the areas, I was like half naked, but out of all my areas, the snake bite me on my boot. And because of that, see, out of it, God directed the snake in a different thing. Snake thought he got me at my legs and touched and to see when everyone started searching my body where the bite was and to see finally it was a big scratch mark on the boots. Out of all the areas, it could have bitten anywhere. Everything was open. I was only wearing a t-shirt up to here. My hands was open. My legs were for the shorts from here to there. There was a gap from the boots also. And the snake could have touched or bitten me anywhere. But I escaped. I praise and thank God. And then this Aboriginal person said, listen to this carefully. He said, he has never ever seen an incident like this. You are a man of God. You are really a man of God. You came, you left all your good things from Sydney and came all the way to work with us. Because of that, I believe you are Jesus. Amen. Say amen. I believe. And he accepted Jesus. He asked me what I have to do to become a Christian. I told him all the things. I prepared him for a water baptism, brought him back to Alice Springs and gave him a water baptism. He is a pastor today. This happened 15 years ago. Amen. So that is the third defense, gospel of peace. And Isaiah, I want to mention this. Isaiah 43:18 says, forget the former things, do not dwell in the past. Unforgiving heart can bring so much of infect and agony. So never ever keep in your heart anything about, oh, that person told me like this, he did like this, something 20 years ago, 5 years ago, even a year ago. Don't ever keep anything of the past in our hearts. It's from today, it's a new life. Think about the tomorrow. Think about what you are going to do for the Lord. How much time you can spend coming to church and how much time you can give to the pastor and to all the other elders, and how, whatever way you can help the church to grow. Think like that. Don't ever think of the past. Everyone will, whoever told me this, I used to advise them. I will say, oh, 20 years ago, pastor, this happened to me and I couldn't get up from there. You couldn't get up from that because you are still holding on to that in your heart. God says, forgive, forget, move on. Everyone says, move on, move on. So the fourth defense, this is an interesting story. Defense shield of faith. Now everyone tells me, we know in Matthew chapter 17, verse 20, this was told by Jesus. Jesus replied, I tell you the truth. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move away from here or to there, and it will move. And nothing is impossible for you if you believe in God. Amen. So the story is, there was an Irish lady. She was almost retiring. She wanted to go and do some ministry for with the orphans. She was praying for God, and God sent her a ministry to look after 6 orphans. And what happened was, she was retired, so she got little bit of money to bring that money to look after them. With what money she got, she couldn't buy a big property in the main town, in the CBD. So she has to go away and bought a property with a full mountain around her house. She bought that property with 6 girls, 3 bedrooms, started the orphanage. And every day, she will kneel down, open the back of the window full of mountain rocks. She will pray, mountain rocks, move away from here, move away from here. I must extend my house so that I can bring more orphanage girls to my orphanage. And every day she will pray. 3 years, nothing happened. Even the girls with her in the orphanage said, Mama, every day you are praying. You think that these mountains can move? It can't. And they said like that. Then she said, no, I have the faith. That is what I call a real faith. When everything is hopeless around us, when everything is failing around us, when everything, whatever we did, everything has failed, never give up hope. Never give up faith. The moment you give up faith, the invisible enemy will come and intrude into you. And he will disturb your mind. See, this will never happen. That's what the invisible enemy did with those girls. This is not going to happen. How these mountains, rocks can be moved? And so 3 years later, she was praying again, and there was a knock on her door outside. So she went and opened the door, and one person introduced him as a project manager, another person introduced as the CEO of that company, and another person was their coordinating officer. Then immediately she said, oh, you have come to a wrong place. I am a widow, I am an elderly lady, just running a poor orphanage here. I don't think you have come to the wrong address. Then they asked her, your name is Irene? She said, yes. This is your address. They gave the address. She said, yes. Then we are in the right place. Then she was wondering, what's going on? Why all these people are coming in search of me? The project manager told Irene, we went to the government department. They said, you own this house. But why we came here was, we want to blast and take out the mountain behind your house and take out all the rocks behind your house. And we are building a canal around on the other side of the mountain. So all this mountain we blast off. We can take the rocks and use it for the building of the canal. So that we are saving a lot of money from bringing money from foreign country. Thank you, Jesus. And then she got the message. She knew God has answered the prayers. The mountains are moving. Amen. The mountains moved. And then CEO told her, now listen carefully. She only asked for the mountains to be moved, correct? That's what she prayed for 3 years. Now listen to this carefully. God gives more than what you ask and more abundantly. The CEO said, ma'am, I'm urged to do something for you. So once we clear the mountain behind your house, on my own expenses, I will build you a 2-story building with 12 bedrooms. Amen. This is how God works. Always believe and always have faith. You have the faith, you can rock the mountains. The mountains were destroyed. And then she got 2-story, 12 bedrooms. She never prayed for that. She never asked for that. She never ever prayed. And the coordinator came and said, ma'am, I also must do something. These 2 guys have said something. So he said, I'm going to put a carpet road from their house to the main road is gravel road. dirty road, so difficult. And she had a very old vehicle, which is a